Have you ever wondered how much you could earn as an Excel developer, or how custom systems are built to meet unique client needs? Stick around because this video could inspire your journey to success. A few months ago, I uploaded a video on my YouTube channel showcasing a loan management system I developed using MS Excel VBA. I also shared a step-by-step guide on a dedicated Telegram channel explaining how it was created. If you haven't seen it yet, check the links in the video description to catch up. Since then, the response has been incredible. Many people purchased the system and several clients reached out to have custom versions developed to suit their specific requirements. In this video, I will take you behind the scenes of the loan systems I created for 4 different clients, each with unique features and payment details. For this video, we'll focus on the system developed for one of these clients, and in upcoming videos, I'll cover the others. You will learn not only how these systems were designed, but also how you can start your journey as an Excel VBA developer and turn your skills into a profitable career. So stay tuned until the end of this video. You wouldn't want to miss a single detail. Let's delve right in. Alright, so now what you are seeing on your screen here is basically the final agreement between myself and the client who needed the loan management system, right? So what I normally do is after the client get in touch, I ask the client to give me details of how he operates, or his loan management or his loan agency operates. So I get those details from the client, then I'll sit down and draft my own algorithm. And then finally, after that, then I'll just go ahead and prepare our acceptance agreement to accept that we are going to develop the system for the client, right? So all these things will be captured in our mentorship program. We are going to guide you on how to do all these things step by step. It's very, very vital. You need to understand how it's works. So you put together all these things. So now let's just go through what I've just put together for the client. Okay, this document actually contains all the features the client stated. So we capture all that here to confirm, for the client to confirm, and the price which the amount which the client is going to pay. And once the client agrees with this, then we go ahead and start the job. But before we do that, the client has to pay 50% of the total cost of the development of the system. So now let's look at this. This is what acceptance for loan management system development project. So is that you have requested for a loans management system with repayment schedule, report generation, etc. Okay, so these are some of the key things the client wanted in the system. So on Friday, June 7th, 2024 at 5:40, right? So KingTech Coding Clinic is pleased to inform you that your request has been accepted. We will develop the system using MS Excel VBA with the following features and functionalities. So the first thing is what? Interactive and dynamic data entry user forms for collecting of customers' details. Interactive and dynamic data entry user forms for capturing loan details. Module to display loan repayment schedule for a selected customer. Module to generate report that shows daily repayments for each loan. So each loan taken, we should be able to generate report that shows what the amount each and the amounts maybe the one who came for the loan is supposed to pay. Okay. And also module to generate loan report featuring total loans issued. So reports that shows the amount of loan you've taken, all right, something like that. So also module to differentiate the principal amount and interest amount for just a click of a button. Also module to generate daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or between selected date reports. Okay, so this is detailed reports that should be generated from the system. Also interactive dashboard to display a glance, or to display at a glance the number of customers, total loan amount, total principal, total interest, etc. Also secure login form with password reset option to protect the data in the system. Also beautiful and user-friendly interface. And also any other additional module that will enhance and automate the process of loan management using what the system will be added if necessary. 24 hours support from us for bug fixes. So meaning after development and then handing over the system to the client, we need to be available to help fix any problem that may crop up during the use of the system by the client. So note, data entry user forms will allow you to add, search, delete, and update customer details with just a button click. The cost of the complete system is $250 USD. Yes, convert this into your currency and you understand that This amount is huge for this system, right? So the system will be completed within 7 working days. So you need to specify the number of days it will take you. Basically, sometimes I wouldn't even spend up to this number of days, but because I may be having another project working on, so when you bring this one, I will have to make my calculations so that it doesn't interfere with already existing project I'm working on, right? So ideally, I should be able to give you some number of days that I wouldn't fail you. So at least I give you 7 days. So 50% of the total cost of the system will be paid before the work starts. And the work starts immediately the part payment is made, right? So the client has to pay 50% of this amount before the work starts. So progress report during each stage of the development of the system will be shared with you in a form of video for your inputs to be made. So as we start, the moment we start developing the system, as we work on the system, we try to capture record some screen videos on how far we've gone or how far we've gotten to, and then share the video with the client for them to see. And then if there are some few changes they would want or some things they would want added, we do that before finalizing the project. Okay, so basically then we end up by telling the client, if you agree with the above terms and conditions, say agreed and let's continue. Our objective is to build a system that you can't say no to. So basically that is that. So now finally, and this and that. So now once the clients have this, sometimes after submitting this, the client may negotiate. Okay, the client may negotiate. So after negotiation, whatever price you have finalized with, you have to re-prepare this document and make sure that the new document capture the final price you have agreed on. So in my case, this is basically the final price we have agreed with the client, right? So basically that is that. So now the client even went ahead to share with me the Excel template he has been using, right? But it is becoming so tedious using this. So he wanted a system that will help automate the process, generate report without any stress. So we told the client that we are going to build a system for the clients, right? So basically that is that. So now what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to launch that system. Okay, then I will navigate you through the features of the system and how all these features you have captured here are being integrated into the system. Okay, so basically that is it. So now let's go ahead and launch the system. So now here we have the system launched. So let's go ahead and log in using the login details. And there we go. So now this is what the dashboard here. So basically, those of you who have followed us during the training on how to develop the banking system, you notice that this particular system is actually a banking system which comes with some loan features, but that are limited. It's not detailed. So this client saw this video on our YouTube channel and he realized that we can build something more. So he contacted us and then we have to take it from that aspect. So now you can see we have the dashboard here basically for banking operations, and then here for creating the account for a client, and then here doing banking transactions. I wouldn't want us to go deep into this because this has already been captured. So now this is what I've already stated, that this is what speed up development when it comes to Excel VBA application development. I already have the system set up, so there is no need I start building from scratch. There are a lot of models that are embedded inside the system that I will just pull them together, organize them in a folder, import them inside my new project, and then just do some few modification. Then I have new system set up for the next client. So now how does the loan manager work here? So basically, first of all, I have given the settings form here. I developed this form for capturing some few details about the loan operations. Basically, the loan interest or the interest rates from time to time may be changing, right? So I've made this available for the user to also update the loan interest rate here. So far, let's say that currently the interest is maybe 5%. So I'll just say 0.5%, right? And then enter client's loan ID prefixes. So now maybe you would want the client's ID to start with what? The name of your agency. So this person's agency is Hope United Savings, right? So the person can just decide and say HUS. So that is what the prefix. This will start before some series of numbers which forms the client's loan ID. So once I enter this tool, then I'll just go ahead and click on submit, and that is then submitted. So now the interest rate has been updated. So now the next thing is to capture the client's loan details. So I'll just click on this button and then enter the client loan details. So far I just have one client. Let me add up to, let's say, 3 clients so that we can see how the system operates or how all the features work. So now let's put together some 2 or 3 more clients. So there we go. Now we have at least 4 clients to work with. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can see that the loan ID, or that is the loan ID, is having this particular information. Okay, you can see that it has what the prefix, that is the HUS. Okay, this was the one that was working before modifications and all that, right? So one cool thing about this user form is that you need to populate the full name. So when you enter the first name, let's say James, and then Doe, now you have the full name populated for you. Don't have to stress yourself on that again. So now that is that. So now that the client loan details has been captured, let's see how the loan date, or that the client details have been captured. Let's see how the loan data works. So now we go for this particular form, client loan data. These are the details for the client that is applying for the loan. So now let's see how the loan data also works. So you click on this. So now let's say one of those clients is coming to take a loan, right? So you choose that client's ID from here. So once you choose the ID and search, you have the client ID populated here, the name populated here. So now the rest of the details, we have to just enter them ourselves. Some of them, not all of them though. So we have the amount the person is going to take. So this person decided, I name this amount, or this field disbursement amount. Okay, so we do that. So let me say the person is going to take an amount of 20,000. So I just captured that 20,000. So with the interest amount is going to be auto calculated. Now the disbursement amount, this particular field, that is disbursement plus what interest amount, is going to be auto calculated. So now we capture the date. So let's say it is what today's date, which is what 27th. So we capture that, and then repayment date is going to be auto calculated. Now the repayment date is counted based on the disbursement date, the date the person is coming to take the loan. So that is when the counting starts. And this person stated clearly that holidays and Sundays are not part. So when calculating these dates, or the days the person, let's say that the person is going to do weekly payment, right? But within that weekly payment, Sundays are not part, and we have 7 days in a week. So if the person is to pay on Sunday, we are going to skip that Sunday and make the person pay rather on Monday. So that is how the details the person gets. So we have to work according to that, right? So now the periodic, this is where the periodic field is. So let's say the person is going to pay weekly. Okay, so the number of times the person is going to pay for this amount of money to complete together with the interest is going to be decided here. Also the installment amount is going to be decided here. Principal is going to be here. We are not going to enter all that. This and this and this and this, all those are going to be auto calculated. So what we need to capture is what we have just captured, this and that. So now once you are done, we just click on calculate. So once you calculate, the rest of the details have been automated and put together. Okay, so you can see that the interest amount is going to be what within this particular, so it's going to take 4 weeks for the person to pay. That is 4 times, okay, each and every week, so 4 times. So now the interest amount on this is going to be what, approximately is it 10,000, right? So basically that is that. And then the disbursement plus interest is going to be what, 30,000. So that is that. So now with the disbursement date, so which is 27th, and then the next payment from this day is going to fall on what, that is the 3rd of what, February 2025. Okay, that is 7 days from now. Okay, so that is that. And then it's going to be weekly payment. Now installment, the amount of money the person is going to be paying each and every maybe day the person is coming to pay. So the installment amount is what, 7,500. So you're going to pay this 4 times each and every time you're going to pay. So the principal amount is stated here clearly, and then the interest, and then the total. So principal plus total is also stated here. So end date, the date the payment has to finish, because we have captured this so that when this date elapses, there will be another penalty. Okay, we have taken all these things into consideration. So we have the end date of payment, which is what that should be 2nd of what, so that should be 24th of what, February 2025. Okay, so basically that is that. So now with all these details being captured, so this shows that we have all the loan details captured here. So what we are going to do is to go ahead and click on save. So once you are done, you save for this client. So you can capture this for all the clients that are coming for loan in that order. Okay, so now basically that is that. So now let's move on to the next item. So we prefer one person for now. So let's go for the next item, which is what? Repayment. So now let's say this person is coming to pay the loan. Okay, so now how does the payment work? So we need to pull out the person's ID here. So far, he is the only person that has taken the loan. So we pull out the loan ID here and just click on search. So when you click on search, it tells you the outstanding balance, the amount of money that the user is left to pay, and then the installment, the amount of money is going to be paying for the number of times he's going to pay, right? And then the payment, you can see the status saying what payment not started, meaning the person hasn't started paying yet. So now you have to pay this amount each and every time. So now the person is coming to pay now. So it's coming to pay this amount, so 7,500. So we copy this and then paste it here, and then capture the date that the person is coming to pay this money. So let me just navigate to probably the next month and then 2nd of that month, and quickly click on save. Okay, so now if we search again, you realize that the installment, the outstanding balance has been reduced. Okay, so now you can see the status saying what? Payment in progress now. So this will continue until the person completes the payment. So let me copy again, paste again, and then capture the dates quickly. Let's say this time around it's going to be inside February, let's say on the 8th. I'm just assuming, right? So we capture that and then we click on save. Let's look at this again, search and search. Capture this now and then we paste this date, February 27th, save. We capture that. Perfect. So let's rerun the form, repayment. Perfect. So now everything is now populated here. So as we can see, there we go, up to 3 installments, right? So basically that is that. So now let's look at other reports. Okay, let's look at other reports. So now the next one we are going to look at is what? Disbursement amount report. So now let's click on this. So this is where you generate funds report. So how does this work? You choose the date, maybe since all the operation so far with the date we've selected happened between January and February, we're going to choose those dates. So let's say from 1st February to what? 1st January to what? Let's say 30th of February or 28th of February. Then we click on generate. So this is the amount of loan we have given out within this period. Only one person has taken loan. Okay, so you can see if you have, let's say 20 or 30 people that have taken loan, all these things will be captured here, just like that. So you can go ahead and click on print and you execute the printing action, which we are not going to do. So quickly we close this for now. Now let's look at the payment schedule report. So we click on this. So the payment schedule reports, let's see how that happens. So let's click on this and choose that person's loan ID. I think this is the person. So let me click on submit and see what's going to happen. Let's go for the desktop and then let's call it payment schedule. Payment schedule report. There we go. So you just click on save and then printed successfully. We close this and then close this. So now let's minimize this and go to the desktop payment schedule. Let's check this. So this will give you the number of times you have to pay and each and every date. Okay, that is the payment schedule. Let's say a client wants to know which date am I going to pay. Okay, so since the payment is weekly and it's going to be 4 times weekly, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to be falling on Mondays, like that, in that order. And each and every installment, and these are the dates that are in line with these days, and these are the installments you're going to pay for this number of what periods or number of times. You pay 7,500, 7,500, 7,500. That is the report. So these are the things these clients wanted. Now we also have the payment alert report. This client also requested that we draft another module or we build another module that is going to generate reports for those whose payments are due in a particular or on a particular date. Okay, so you have a large data of members who have taken loan from your agency or whatever. So from time to time you would want to maybe alert them when their payment is due. So we have also taken care of that. So we have the payment alert report. So we click on this. So we just click on this and that will launch this form for us. So now what we need to do is let's go and check our that is the payment schedule. Okay, the next payment is going to be on 3rd of February. Okay, this one. So now let's generate that report and assume that that is the due payment. So we generate list of those who are going to make payment on that day. So to do that, we click on this and then we go for February. That is on the 3rd, right? So perfect. So we go ahead and generate report. Yes, payment alert report updated successfully. So now we go ahead and generate, print it out. Yes. So now we call it payment alert report. There you go, payment alert report. So we just click on save. So this report is going to populate list of all those who are to pay on that same date. So what the agency is going to do is to call them. So we have the loan ID, the full name, the loan balance, the installment amount, and then the contact number. So supposing we have a large number of data, it will filter all these members and populate them here. So what the agency is going to do is either send them SMS or probably call them one after the other to remind them of their payment. That is another request this client has made, and then we have made sure that we have integrated it inside the system. And the good thing is that when you look at the loan data sheet here, or that is the loan data form here, when you look at the periodic, we have weekly, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So whichever you choose, it's going to schedule the payment date or month or whichever, and the number of times that the client is supposed to pay until the loan payment is completed. So that is how powerful the system is. And now we have the repayment report. You would want to see the repayment made so far within the system. So how is that going to happen? Also, when you look at the dashboard here, you can see that this is the loan you have given out so far, and this is what the outstanding amount that is left for the people to pay, or the person to pay. So far we have one person who has taken a loan. That is why I'm just referring to that. So now what you are going to do here is to choose the date range. So let me just assume starting from January to what, maybe end of February, because that is within where the transactions have taken place. So now let me go for this and let's click on generate. So this will populate for you to see the number of payments made so far and the total amount of payment made. Okay, so you can also go ahead and click on print, and then you go ahead and print that as well. So basically these are the details this particular client requested for, and it didn't take us more than 3 or 4 days to put together this system. Okay, and basically that is that. So in my next video, I'm going to walk you through another powerful system for another client, which is even more powerful than this one, and the request and the features that particular client also requested, and how we modify this same system to fit in that person's request as well. So basically that is that, and thank you so much for watching. And then I would advise you to check the link in the video description if you would want to build systems like this all by yourself and also make some living out of it. Join our mentorship program. Check the link in the video description below. Join the platform. We are going to mentor you within these 3 months and make sure you master VBA and build applications like this all by yourself. Thank you so much, and see you. Bye.